Hey there, and welcome to the tutorial for the Big Collaboration Part 2. Hey, how you doing, guys? Today we're going to do the ukulele, because most entries will be ukulele. So we're going to do the rhythm for the beginning, and then after we've learned the rhythm, we're going to go over some of the more intermediate lead stuff. In the description there's a chord sheet, and you can listen to the track there as well. Also, before we start, I'd like to apologise for any noises you hear while this tutorial is happening. Basically, there's a band rehearsing just through that wall over there, so sorry guys. This is one of the joys of working in a rehearsal studio, is that you have bands rehearsing here all the time. Anyway, okay, so what's about to happen now is the track is going to play, the chords are going to appear on screen along with all the tablature, and it's going to play from beginning to end. After that, I'm going to go into the tutorial. So if you want to skip straight to the tutorial because you want to start right from scratch, please jump to the time code on screen now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought love was only true in the fairy tales, meant for someone else but not for me. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. Oh, I'm in love. Ooh, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Oi! Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. Oh, I'm in love. I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. Oh, I'm in love. Ooh, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Yes, I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace. Okay, so there's a little bit of lead stuff at the beginning of the song, but don't worry about that just now. We're just going to focus on the chords. If you would like to jump straight to the lead ukulele parts, as you feel as if you've already learned the chords, then please jump to the time code indicated on screen now. On screen, just popped up on the screen, one of the sides, there's the first verse, and it starts off with the line, I thought love was only true in fairy tales. Now if you notice above that line there's these letters, G, D and G. Now these are chords, right? So the chord shapes are on the screen now as well. You can see the chord shapes. Each little black dot represents a finger on the fretboard of your ukulele, and that creates a chord. Say for example a G chord is the first chord of this song. What we do is we place our first finger on the second fret of the C string, our second finger on the second fret of the A string, and our third finger on the third fret of the E string, and that gives us a G chord when we strum everything like if you strum all the strings. So that's G. Okay, now we've learned G, we're gonna learn D, because D is the next chord in this whole thing. So D is very, very simple. D is your first finger on the second fret of the G string, your second finger on the second fret of the C string, and your third finger on the second fret of the E string. And then when you strum all the strings, that gives you a D chord. Now it's a good idea to practice jumping between these chords. So I would say do that with a count of 4. So you do 4 strums on G, then 4 strums on D, and then go back to G for 4, and then back to D for 4. And you can practice that for as long as you want. You can pause the video if you like, you can just go ahead and just practice this. What I'll do is I'll play it once through, just practicing 4 beats on each of the chords. So we'll start with G for 4, and then D for 4. And that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 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 2, 3, 4. If you want to try that again, you can skip back in the timeline of this video and check it out. But now we're going to move on to the verse. So at the moment, it's G, G, G above the line, I thought love was only true in fairy tales. So in this case, we're going to basically strum in 4s, like this, just for the time being, maybe not that tempo, a little bit slower. But when we get to the G above fairy in fairy tales, we're going to strum that one for 8, because it lasts 8 beats. So let's just try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought love was only true in fairy tales. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let me just count that without singing it so you can hear how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then the line underneath is exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meant for someone else, but not for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's just try that line on its own with no lyrics, but just me counting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we're going to move on to a brand spanking new chord. This chord is C. It is one of the easiest chords in the ukulele chord library, and basically all you do is you take any of your fingers that you're comfortable playing with. I tend to use the third finger quite a lot for this one, so I'm going to say I use my third finger. So your third finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and then when you strum all the strings, that's a C chord. Now this particular line, love was out to get me, do-do-do-do-do, which is the backing vocals, each chord lasts for 4 beats, and only 4 beats. So that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love was out to get me. Okay, and let's just try that again just by counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the next line is exactly the same. It goes, that's the way it seemed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way it seemed. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's just do that one with counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now we're getting to the last line of the first verse. And this one's slightly more difficult because it involves all 3 chords in the one line. And also it involves a stop. So the way we count this one is we play C for 4, G for 4, D for 5, but we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And on that 1, we stop, and that gives us a stop. And the way you stop is you mute all the strings by strumming, and then placing your hand on the strings, and that stops them from ringing out. So that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and let's just count that aloud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Cool! So that's the first verse. If you want to go back and check any of this stuff, feel free, rewind the video and check it out again. We're gonna try the whole verse all together in one go now. So if you get stuck in any places, feel free to go back in the time code, which is along the bottom of the video here, and you can click on the section that you want to go back and try again. So here we are, from the very top of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought love was only true in fairy tales. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meant for someone else, but not for me. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love was out to get me. 3, 4. That's the way it seemed. 2, 3, 4. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. 2, 3, 4, 1. Cool, well done for getting this far. It is a really good fun song, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. The version that we're doing is actually a little bit faster than this, but don't worry, I think after some time you guys will speed up. But you remember, all this takes time, all this learning takes time, so don't worry if you don't get it straight away. Okay, onwards to the chorus. Now this is the fun part. Just as my battery dies. Excuse me while I change the battery in my camera. Okay, battery changed, here we go. So the chorus is best tackled in one big chunk. So the first line is a cappella until the word face, and then you play G for 2, C for 2, and then you just keep playing G until the end of the word believer in the next line where we change to C. So that would sound like this. And then I saw her face, now I'm a believer. Okay, let's try counting that together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I saw her. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that pattern repeats again for the next line. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. So to count that aloud, we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Not a trace. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all together, right up until the end of Doubt in My Mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. Cool. Now this next part's really good fun. So the first line, it says, I'm in love, ooh ah. Now the ooh ah is in the backing vocals, but you gotta pay attention to them because on the ahs, you change to the chord of C. So I'm in love, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you play G for 4 and then C for 4. I'm in love, ooh ah. So let's count that, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2. I'm in love. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And the next line is, I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. And that's G, F, and D. Okay, so now we have a brand new chord here. F is really simple. There's a diagram of it on the screen, but what you can do is you take your middle finger and you place it on the 2nd fret of the G string and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E string. And then when you strum that, it sounds like this. And that's an F chord. This line goes, I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. So again, we're going to do the same thing with the last chord as we did before with a stop, but this time instead of stopping it, we're going to let it ring out. So just one strum. We do G for 4, we do F for 4, and we do D for 1. So that goes, I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. Let's count in, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. And let's just try counting it all in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, let's try the whole chorus from top to bottom, from and then I saw her face until I tried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, ooh, I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. Okay, that's us gotten through the chorus. Now we're going to get to the second verse. Now the second verse is quite similar to the first verse, except I've decided to put a little bit of a punk stop in there. So we go, oi! At one point. So let me just let you hear how it sounds. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Oi! Seems the more I gave, the less I got. Okay, so that's the only change between verse 1 and verse 2, is that addition of an oi. So we go G for 4, D for 4, and G for 7, and on number 8 we go oi! So let's try that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oi! So stupid, but really funny at the same time, and I think it'll give it this nice little punk feel to it. And so that verse is exactly the same as the first verse, except lyrically different. So if you got the first verse, let's just try going straight into the second verse, shall we? I'm going to count us in, and I'm going to sing it, and then you can join in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Oi! Seems the more I gave, the less I got. 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the use of trying? All you get is pain. Oh, when I needed sunshine, I got rain. And then it goes back into the chorus. How cool is that? So we've done the chorus already. So we've done verse 1, we've done the chorus, we've done verse 2. And now we've got this little bit which is called lead break, but it's got some chords. It's got G, D, G, G, D, G. You play G for 4, D for 4, and G for 8, and then G for 4, D for 4, G for 8. And that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, D. 2, 3, 4, G. Okay, and then we come to the next part, which was love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed, disappointment haunted all my dreams, which is the same as all the other verses chordally, and that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seems, disappointment haunted all my dreams. 2, 3, 4, stop. Cool, huh? We're getting there. And then the ending, so we sing the chorus and then it comes to the ending, and it's the same chords as the chorus, except the vocal line differs over the top. So let's just try practicing the chorus going straight into the ending. When it says to I believe, I believe, I believe until you run out of breath, that's more of a, like, you can pretty much sing whatever you want as long as it includes the words I believe. Yeah, I'm kind of going for a bit of a donkey at the end of Shrek ending. Here we go. So, chorus right through to the ending. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. Ooh, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. For yes, I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. Said I'm a believer. Yeah, 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 yeah. I believe, 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 I believe. It just keep going until you run out of breath and fall about and can't do it anymore. And it's just a bit of fun at the end. Is this sort of like everyone who's come together to play the collaboration falls apart in this cacophony of noise, and that's the idea. Awesome! If you've made it this far, fantastic. We're gonna go on to the lead ukulele parts now. Okay, you lead ukuleleists, this is where I need your help. This has got 2 really important lead lines. 3 if you include the solo. So this intro lead line and the chorus lead line sounds like this. Which is really cool, isn't it? Okay, so the tab is up on screen, it's also in the description down below for you to download. And it starts with open on the G string. And then you put your finger on the 8th fret of the A string and the 10th fret of the E string, and you play those 2 notes together. And again. So at the moment, if we were to play that all together, it'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what that sounds like. And now we're gonna slide down, put our finger on the 8th fret of the E string, or 8th fret of the E string, and 7th fret of the A string, and we're going to play that twice. So we're jumping from the first one to the second one, and then the last one is your finger on the 7th fret of the E string and the 5th fret of the A string, and that gives you the final note. So we're going from cool, right? So let's try that together with the G introduction note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the cool thing about this is the fact that it goes over the chorus as well. So it sounds like this. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. Cool, huh? Sounds pretty cool. Now we're going to go into the lead break, which is really simple, and I split it up into two sections to make it a little bit easier to digest. The first half is pretty much exactly the same as the second half, and it sounds, all of it sounds like this. So let's just focus on the first one. It has 0, 2 on the C string. Now that 0, 2 is actually a hammer on. So what you do is you pluck the string once, and you push your finger down on it nice and hard, and the note continues on. You hear that? I'm not strumming at the bottom. So what you want to do is you want to pluck the note and then hammer on, and that gives you your first 2 notes. And then you play the first fret of the E string. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do that twice. So let's try that together, but just twice in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that twice, you do the hammer on once more, and then you start back at the beginning of the line, or move on to the next line, which starts with another hammer on. So that little bit would go. That's what it sounds like. So it goes like this all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's a really cool thing to practice, because that whole offbeat little bit is really in quite a lot of songs. So I mean, I would find myself, if I wanted to practice this part, I would sit with the television on, or like I'd watch some YouTube series, and every time there was an advert, I would play this line. And I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop until I made a mistake like I did there while I was trying to talk and play. And then the next part says solo, and I've written improvise. Now the original solo sounds like this. I've not tabbed it out because I want people to improvise on this solo, but the original solo sounds like this. And that's the original solo. So if you think you can play something similar or better than that, please do it. I want to hear it. I want to put it together in one massive cacophonous solo. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been a tutorial on how to play I'm a Believer for the Big Collaboration. If you want to take part in the Big Collaboration, the details are down below. There's an introduction video just popped up on the screen which you can check out. And don't forget to subscribe if you do enter, because then you'll see the final product. Also, here's a link to the other one that we did. Check it out. Cool, thanks very much for watching and taking part, and I'll see you guys in the next video.